Welcome. I'm Bishop Nathan, and I wanted to share with you a thought around creativity. The Bible says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It is very interesting that the book of Genesis captures God stepping into the world in a very dark moment and starting to create. You know, most artists begin their creativity on white canvases, but God starts on a black one. And the Bible says that the world is dark and void. Now, I don't have time to exhaust the idea here, but this is really a recreation account. And God steps into this moment as creator. I've come to discover that creativity is the highest form of learning. You learn more things when you're forced to create, when you're forced to develop, when you're forced to do something that has never been done before. Two words that I want to make sure you understand, that's creativity and innovation. Creativity is creating something from nothing. Innovation is bringing fresh life to something that already exists. And so God steps in and he begins as creator. But as we skip forward in the scriptures, we see that God creates Adam and Eve. And this is the first time in the creation account that God breathes breath into something. He puts himself in Adam and Eve. The Bible says he breathes into Adam and Adam becomes a living soul. This is now God transitioning from being creator to investor. I want to tell you that in the DNA of every human being is the ability to be creative and to invest. If you want to see your pathway into a space where you can be financially free, economically free, you've got to find your creative space. Life comes with a set of challenges that crowds your ability to be creative. But today, I want to encourage you to find your space of creativity. When you find your space of creativity and you find your space of innovation, you're going to find yourself in what the Bible declares as a wealthy place. A wealthy place is not a place where you just have an abundance of cash or an abundance of assets, but it's also a place where there's the combination of peace and prosperity. Today, I want to leave you with a real sense of understanding that God is trying to maneuver you to a place called creativity. Everything that is happening around you, challenging, difficult, is meant to force you in a space with God where you not only become one with him, but you also tap into the DNA of what he invested in you, and that is to be a creator. I like to say this, I say this often to many of the people that I have responsibility for. I say this, that you were created by a creator to create. I want you to say that to yourself. I was created by a creator to create. Creativity will lead you into spaces of living and freedom that you've never seen before. And most people are afraid to be creative because creativity requires you to find a place of peace, find a place of solitude. You know, there is power in stillness. There is power in silence. And oftentimes we are afraid of what we may hear in the silence, but in silence you'll find your place of creativity. You'll find your space of meaning and purpose and significance. And it's in this space that you start to discover or you start to live in the highest form of what God created you to be, and that is a creator. The way forward in our nations of the world, the way forward in our education systems and our business systems, in our governmental systems, starts with creativity. And creativity is risky, but it comes with a great reward. As we see, the creative path for God was risky. He was investing himself. He was giving of himself to something that he was not sure, not clearly sure at the beginning, just by looking that it would give him back a return. We know he's God, so he knows all things. But oftentimes when we start the process of creativity, we're afraid to be creative because we don't know what return we'll get. But you also don't know the power of the reward if you don't take the chance to be creative. Today, I want to challenge you that creativity will push you to spaces of growth spiritually. It's going to push you to spaces of growth in your career, in your profession, in your skills, in your giftings, in your talents. But it's going to position you for the greatest day of reward you'll ever experience. You were created by a creator to create. God bless you.